There you are, divers. Welcome back to another interesting installment of the most disturbing videos on the internet today. For context, don't believe everything you hear or see on this video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. Do your own research on everything. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button so you won't have to do so later, and join one of the best communities on YouTube. With that being said, this is the most disturbing videos on the internet today. Let's dive in. UFO hit by Hellfire missile. But watch what happens. On September 9th, 2025, during a congressional UAP, unidentified anomalous phenomenon, hearing in Washington, D.C., a striking video was presented showing a glowing orb object being tracked by an MQ-9 Reaper drone off the coast of Yemen on October 30th, 2024. In this footage, the drone fires a Hellfire missile at the orb, but the missile appears to bounce off on some Independence Day battleship type stuff, and the object continues flying as if unaffected. The video was introduced by Congressman Burlson, reportedly sourced from a whistleblower, and is now undergoing independent review. Lord, we got to check this out.
I want to queue up a video that I've been given. And as before it starts, I'm going to describe, this was taken October 30th of 2024. This video is of an MQ-9 drone tracking an orb, or this object, off the coast of Yemen. You'll see that another MQ-9 launched a Hellfire missile. That you cannot see that drone. And so I'm not going to explain it to you. You'll see exactly what it does. This is when it zoomed out, so you can still see it traveling. So, Mr. Knapp, do you have you heard about, events like this occurring? And what information might you have?
I have heard about events like this. I have heard about this event. Jeremy Corbell and I talked about it in one of our episodes a while back. We did not have the video, though. There are servers where there's a whole bank of these kind of videos that Congress has not been allowed to see, that the public hasn't been allowed to see. Occasionally, some of that stuff gets out in the wild and it comes our way. It should be going to you. The public should be seeing this stuff. And why you're not allowed to, I don't know. But that's a Hellfire missile smacking into that UFO and just bounced right off. And it kept going.
It kept going, and it looks like the debris was taken with it.
Yeah. What the hell is that? What flies like that?
Boy, I sure would like to see that huge bank of UAP videos that they have. Who knows what other type of footage that they're not releasing. But this is absolutely crazy. It immediately gives me Independence Day vibes when they shot that missile at Independence and it hit the force field. And look, it says the debris was launching with it. All right, guys. And the crazy part is right here. Bam. And look at the fragments of the missile just following the UAP. Man, it's almost like it's pulling it in with its trajectory, like it's like controlling the area around it. That's pretty cool, man. A lot of questions are being raised. Where did it come from? Where is it going? How did this get released? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.
American astronomers have just released this footage from the James Webb telescope. People are saying it looks like the Seraphim angels described in the Bible. Check it out.
American astronomers have just captured a series of incredible images using the James Webb Space Telescope. They discovered that the creatures in the images bear an uncanny resemblance to the angels described in the Bible. with structures that astonishingly match the biblical description of a celestial being with 6 wings, surrounded by flames, and covered in eyes. Scientists initially thought it was instrument noise, but it was clearly present in dozens of independent images, and it was moving. A member of the NASA project team said in an informal interview, "We may, for the first time, have seen some form of advanced intelligent life in the universe. This is not science fiction, nor is it an AI-generated image. It was captured by humanity's most advanced telescope in real space, and the data is publicly available for verification. The question is, if this is true, should the laws of the universe we believe in also be rewritten?"
That is actually extremely fascinating. A Seraphim?
We have both seen the film that was taken out of the Dulce facility. Why would somebody make pictures like this showing the creation of some sort of alien being? And this is a facility. This is a facility that's run by the United States government. I mean, with your tax money. Hamilton talked about the Dulce facility. I've also heard about, genetic engineering programs at Area 51.
Yeah, there's no question that Dulce exists. I was the one that kind of led the research on that. I was at a meeting in Crestone, Colorado, and Tom Adams handed me a letter from a lady who lives in Las Vegas, and she was the one that tipped us off that this thing existed. So I talked to her, and she knew the location of some photos and videotape that had been taken inside Dulce by a guard who escaped during what they call the Dulce Wars of 1979. He used to contact her every 6 months, and he said, if I ever miss contacts 2 in a row for a year, you can go after this box, which they had hidden somewhere here in Nevada, that contained 6 minutes of videotape, 25 black and white photos, and some other documentation about what went on in Dulce. About 2 years ago, he did turn up missing. We never heard from him. And I think there was like 12 or 13 attempts after the box, but it had been hidden maybe at least 10 years ago in the terrain and the foliage, and everything changed. I don't think they ever got it out.
He said on level 5, he'd walk on by and people would be in cages and screaming, begging for help, and he's told to walk straight on through and not look or pay attention.
Yeah.
These people are all mad.
I heard that. And then from another source, Air Force engineering source, I heard that when he went there, they referred to it as Section D. And then Bob heard it referred to when he was up at the tip site just once. And somebody mentioned something about it being shipped to Dulce. But that's the only reference he ever heard to it.
Now, I call these, the guys who are working in the facility as Igor's, the invisible government's obedient robotons. But it really is a Frankenstein factory.
Guys, did you see these crazy homunculus looking experiments? Was this actual footage inside Dulce base? I'd never seen this before. Real or not, this is extremely interesting. These purple vials. And then we got a glimpse of a couple chimeras. Look at this. They tried to show us on Independence Day, man, from the force fields, from the alien inside vials. Man, I might have to watch it again soon. He said, when you hear people yelling and stuff, just keep walking. Don't look around. What? I'm trying to look for this crazy creature. It's coming up. Look at that. Oh my goodness. It's like some pig hybrid. The eyes are completely black. Look at this. Is this a dried up alien inside Dulce base? And look at this. What type of chimera? Hybrid homunculi is going on here? If you don't know already, we're officially in Dark Waters 9.
My name is Alexandro Wiggins. I'm an active duty U.S. Navy Operations Specialist, Senior Chief Petty Officer. Father of 3 and dedicated American testifying today in my personal capacity. The views I share are my own, and I do not represent the official positions of the Department of the Navy or any subordinate organization. On the evening of February 15th, 2023, at approximately 19:15 PST, in the Whiskey 291 warning area off the coast of Southern California, I was serving on board USS Jackson. During that period, I moved between the Interior Communications Center, ICC-1, and the bridge wing, correlating the sensor picture with visual observations, part of my routine responsibilities for surface and air picture management. What I observed and what our crew recorded was not consistent with conventional aircraft or drones as they appear on our system. A self-luminous Tic-Tac shaped object emerged from the ocean before linking up with three other similar objects. The four then disappeared simultaneously with a high synchronized, near instantaneous acceleration. I observed no sonic boom and no conventional propulsion signatures. No exhaust plume, no control surface articulation on the Sapphire image system. Shortly after the synchronized departure, radar tracks dropped. These observations were multi-sensor and recorded inside of ICC-1 with time location overlay visible in our source frames that have been made public by journalists. From my experience operating in this region over many years, and consistent with our public characterized encounters, unidentified objects reoccur in United States operation areas off Southern California. My name is Alexandra Wiggins. I'm an active.
Guys, I've been saying this. The UFOs, USOs, underwater submerged object, you have to be able to fly in air and be in water to go to the outer lands. So it just fascinates me that this emerged from underwater. That tells me there's a strong possibility this UFO could be from outer lands. But why is it so small is the next question I'm asking. What could pilot it? Is it a drone from the outer lands, or is somebody really inside it? I don't know. It could be just a observational drone for all we know, and it looks like orbs to us. Drop your thoughts in the comments below.
The wildest alien encounter has been hidden by the Mexican government for over 50 years. It all happened to this 23-year-old Mexican student pilot named Rafael Perez, who was going out to fly a plane on his own for the first time in 1976. And I can't think of any other explanation to what happened to him next. He takes off at about 8:30 a.m. at an airport close to Mexico City on a training flight expected to take about an hour or so. But almost immediately after taking off, Rafael is surrounded by a thick fog that rolls in out of nowhere, and he can barely see what's directly ahead of him. He tries contacting air traffic control for help, but strangely doesn't hear back from anyone. Now he realizes something definitely isn't right, so he attempts to turn left to loop back around to the airport, but his plane isn't turning. It just keeps flying straight. And then randomly, his plane starts speeding up, rapidly climbing higher and higher into an enormous cloud patch above him completely on its own. He's gaining altitude so fast that he ends up passing out. Next thing he knows, he's waking up in his cockpit, scrambling to his senses, realizing that he somehow hasn't crashed the plane. Rafael looks out the window and he's cruising along just fine, seeing nothing but the open ocean out ahead of him, the fog now completely gone. He checks the time and realizes something isn't right. It's 11:30 a.m., meaning he was out cold for well over 2 hours. The fact that his plane was still flying was already miraculous enough, but then he looks up his coordinates and finds out that's the least of his problems. He was way out above the ocean, further from the coastline than he's ever been. But what didn't make any sense was that the distance from the airport he took off from to where he was now was way further than what a plane could have physically traveled in that time span. An amateur first-time pilot who was passed out just set a world record flight time by accident. Not just that, but his fuel gauge was still almost full. And again, there's no way he could have traveled that far while barely burning his tank. Almost like he was either accelerated by an external force or maybe even teleported. He has no idea what's going on when finally a voice comes in over the radio asking if he's okay. Rafael responds explaining his situation, how he flew into a fog, lost control of his plane, then passed out and and now has no idea how he got here. The guy on the other end of the radio is Carlos, air traffic control, who oddly asks Raphael if he's alone in his plane, to which he replies, yes, of course I am. Carlos then lets him know that he's actually off the coast of the Mexican city of Acapulco, which would have normally been a 3-hour flight, but he somehow got there in a little over an hour. And there was something very concerning he had to tell him in person. So Raphael lands the plane at the Acapulco airport, and immediately men in suits rush him as he's getting off the plane to take him to a hospital. They test him and verify he's completely sober. A psychologist even confirms he's clinically sane. Raphael has no idea what's going on, and so they finally reveal what really happened to him during his flight. Turns out that while he was out, Raphael actually had a full-on conversation with Carlos that he doesn't remember at all, and it was all recorded. And what Raphael said over the radio is a little disturbing. The pilot is speaking because he is ordered to. That is, it is his voice he speaks, but not of his own free will. We will use it as a microphone. Your equipment is too primitive. No matter who we are or where we come from, it is enough for you to know that we are beings of this universe where you belong. Our planet is many light years away, but we are physically equal. I repeat that all races in the universe are physically equal. You are not alone in the universe, and there are other races that are far away from you, and we are watching you. For the next hour, Raphael talks about humans being the only intelligent species in the universe that still partakes in warfare and violence among their own kind, going back and forth in discussion with Carlos on how humanity's on the trajectory of nuclear and may end up getting exterminated if they continue down this path. That we are an inferior civilization on the grand scale of the universe, and there are even other species physically similar to us but mentally much more developed. It appears as though some extraterrestrial entity took control of Raphael and his plane and used his body as a vessel of communication to speak with other humans, initially speaking to them in Spanish, and this all really happened. You can even find a log and the actual original audio of the entire convo online. They even tested the alien, asking questions in English and German, to which Raphael responded with perfect understanding and fluency in those languages. Yet he only ever spoke Spanish before this. No one had or still has any idea how Raphael ended up off the coast above the ocean or what caused him to start saying the things that he was saying. A very detailed conversation that Raphael has zero recollection of, which some attribute to some form of temporary psychosis. But speaking in English and German and the oddly specific nature of the dialogue suggests otherwise, because another declassified report from Mexico that happened just a year before then might explain who or what this was. In 1975, another pilot, Carlos de los Santos, was flying above this area, just a little north of Acapulco, the same region Raphael got possessed in just a year later. This time, the pilot is surrounded by 2 metallic craft hovering right above his wingtips, and a third directly under him. Again, there's a full audio record of this online as it's happening in real time, and you can hear the terror in the pilot's voice. The 3 craft take control of his airplane, which he described looking exactly how UFOs are reported to look like today. Smooth exterior, no visible propulsion system at all. Controlling his plane for a whole 18 minutes before zipping away. After they left, the pilot landed safely, only to be medically examined as totally sober and sane, and approached by the all too familiar men in black, who told him he didn't see anything. Who in an interview, the pilot himself revealed, they said in Spanish, "If you appreciate your life, don't talk to anyone." Seems like the United States isn't the only country to get visited by aliens and UFOs. It's just the one with the loudest mouthpiece. These are official reports of alien possession and UFOs that the Mexican government quickly buried almost 50 years ago, as they had no explanation for them, only to regain attention recently on the internet. Which really makes you think, how many more reports are out there in different countries around the world that haven't been made public? Hey, for entertainment purposes only, right, Mr. FBI guy watching this video?
Exactly. This entire video, entertainment purposes only. Do not come for me. Now, this really wouldn't be Dark Waters 9 if I couldn't find that video now, would it? I want to hear the conversation.
What you are hearing is not the voice of a pilot in distress. This is something else entirely. In 1976, a young Mexican pilot named Rafael Perez was mid-flight when everything changed. His airplane was no longer under his control, and he lost consciousness. And then, he began to speak. But the words were not his own. This transmission, captured in real time, may be the only known audio of an extraterrestrial intelligence speaking through a human host. What happened in the skies over Mexico that day, and who, or what, was speaking through Rafael Perez?
Guys, I'm trying to translate it, but nothing. There's too much static interference.
This guy just released a top secret document from the Pentagon where it states that they have made contact with sentient beings aboard the space probe heading towards Earth, 31 Atlas. In his original video, which gained some traction on TikTok, there were many questions left on the table because the document he provided had a lot of misspelling and errors in it. In part 2, he explains that the reason he did that is when he would try to upload the original document, which I will post at the end of this video, TikTok would stop the video and immediately ban the account associated with what he posted. But then he eventually realizes the reason they did that is because he didn't redact the information in the names associated with the document. What he claims is that he has the same name as one of the top military officials within the Pentagon. The only thing separating the two is the middle initial. Well, he says that somebody sent him the email by accident. They were supposed to send it to the other guy with the same name. Per protocol, he's supposed to not read the email, forward it on, and delete it. But he saw that it was top secret, so naturally he couldn't help himself. And when he saw the email, he couldn't believe what he was reading. So he decided to go on the run, go hide, and upload it for the world to see. Again, he received a lot of criticism for the first post because of all the spelling errors and the Department of Defense symbol not being correct. Well, his claim is that he used AI to write a similar document up, take the picture, upload that, because that's the only thing that TikTok would let him upload. I can see why people were very skeptical. But then again, he did a part 3 where he realized if he covered up the names of the colonels involved and the people involved, that TikTok would allow him to upload the photo. Here is the actual document. Deputy Secretary of Defense, 1010 Defense, Pentagon, Washington. The address, July 15th, top secret. Interstellar Object High Interest Assessment. Object designation, Comet C 2025 N1 Atlas. Top secret, restricted to, all that stuff, NASA. Harvard
G14 classified.
Astrophysicist Avi Loeb and the Galileo Project report anomalous data indicating a non-natural origin for object N1 Atlas. Preliminary assessments classify ATI as exhibiting a high hyperbolic excess velocity of 5.02 kilometers a second, retrograde orbital characteristics, and anomalous spectral readings incompatible with known cometary bodies. Trajectory modeling confirms near ecliptic path intersecting orbital lanes of Venus, Mars, and Jupiter, with expected perihelion occurring 29th of October 2025 at 1.35 AU from the Sun. Strategic analysis suggests potential for observational surveillance or deployment of automated probes during planetary flybys. Intel note, as of the 14th of July, intermittent directed radio signals have been detected originating from the object's leading edge. Signal composition exhibits non-random sequencing and phase-locked data streams at frequencies between redacted. Statement from OPS-12, Space Domain Awareness Task Group. Contact established with sentient beings aboard the craft. Again, contact established with sentient beings aboard the craft.
Something's about to happen, man. So much is getting released nowadays. I can feel it. All right, guys, we have a UFO sighting 9/9/2025. Let's take a closer look. first I wanted to say there were drones, but those orbs slowly turned into 4 different ones that were kind of like doing like a vibrating rotation, but they were flying in the same trajectory. Very interesting.
A woman named Lexi woke up from a nightmare, only to find out followed her into reality.
I don't know if you guys can know, I've never had a dream like this before. And then what happened after is just, I'm about to puke. So anyways, we were laughing, ha ha ha, everything's fine. I got good vibes. And all of a sudden, they all look at me and they're just lifeless. Like they're like, there's like at least like 30 people in the room, okay? And they all look at me and they're like this. And I got the most sick feeling. And all of a sudden, for some reason, I was wearing this cross in my dream. I go like this, and I start to grip my cross. And I'm just like, and then the person that I was talking to, he goes, why are you doing that? And he was just like, why are you scared? And then this is where I knew it was demonic. Because just basically saying that God doesn't exist. He was like, what do you think he's going to do for you? Like, you think God even exists? You think and then it was going to tell me at the end that God didn't exist. And I've never like been able to grip this cross in my dream. And I just backed up. And then I started praying to God. And then I felt myself being lifted up. Like, lifted. Everything just disappeared. It happened right after. And then I woke up. So anyways, I was like, oh my God. Like, I've never had such a spiritual dream like that. And I went in the kitchen because I was so terrified, and I just said, I rebuke anything in the name of Jesus that is not meant to be in this house. I rebuke anything. Right after I said that, I heard 3 knocks on my front door, and I looked outside, and nobody was there. And it was late, okay? It was late. And so
Jesus, I'm gonna have fun editing this one.
After that, I was like, oh my God, like whatever I casted out of my house was like, it got cast out. And like,
if you hear 3 knocks on your door at night, don't open it, especially if nobody texted or called you. People should know better nowadays, just showing up. All right, divers, we have a UFO/UAP going through a portal.
All right, y'all check out this video I just ran across of a UFO going through a portal. Y'all check this out. Tell me what y'all think about this video. I don't think it's no CGI, none of that.
If they never ask for your side of the story, then the side they heard is exactly how they feel about you, and that alone tells you everything you need to know. People who truly care will seek the truth. They'll come to you, they'll ask questions, and they'll try to understand. But those who jump to conclusions, who accept rumors as facts, were never really on your side to begin with. Never explain yourself to people who are already dedicated to misunderstanding you. Some people don't actually want the truth. They just want to believe what fits their version of you, what fits their own narrative. No matter how clearly you speak, no matter how much you try, they'll only hear what they want to hear. So stop exhausting yourself trying to be understood by those who choose not to listen. You owe no explanations to people who never gave you the benefit of the doubt in the first place. Protect your peace. Guard your energy. Because the ones who truly matter won't need convincing. They'll see your heart, your intentions, and your truth without you ever having to defend it. So let them talk. Let them believe what they want. You just keep walking in your truth. Because at the end of the day, the people who are truly meant for you will always make the effort to know the real you. If they never ask for your side of the story,
those were extremely wise words. Why seek validation from a society that's the same world that crucified the perfect man? Come on, where y'all at? If you thought I didn't have another excellent specimen for you today, think again. Check this agitate. I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong, y'all. The grape looking minerals. Yeah, this is a definitely exquisite piece. Purple, I actually have one of these myself. It's not as big as this one, it's just a smaller size. But this one is definitely extraordinary. And it looks like someone even carved a skull in it. How creepy is that? I'm gonna go grab my specimen real quick. All right, guys, here it is. I actually went to my local rock and gem show. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. I just went to my local rock and gem show and I seen this piece and I thought it was simply extraordinary. I'm trying my best not to drop it on my equipment. But how cool is that? If you guys would name this specimen, what would you call it? And I also have these are the actual like grapes that broke off of it. I'm feeling a lot better today too, guys. I'm still having a little bit of difficulties, but we're gonna get past it. All praises to the Most High for healing me, and I'm just thankful for every single day. How cool is that? Can you guys see it? Oh no! There they are. I'm just kidding. I actually took a lot of photos and videos of that rock and gem show that I'm gonna try to put together on a video for the members, an exclusive video. Guys, you already know your boy got UFO videos for days. So let's check out this other one. And a quick little announcement. I actually have a huge project coming up. I have a couple huge projects coming up for you guys. So a lot of exciting stuff coming in the near future. But you already know your boy got UFO videos for you. So let's take a look at another one. UFO? Now that's a new one. I thought it was going to like turn and just take off, but it just kept ascending.
When was the last time you saw 50 Cent? Why do I ask?
Why is he talking about Curtis, y'all? Let's see what he got to say.
Because there's a viral photo of him going around that has left his fans in total shock. Why? Because he shaved off his signature beard. But that's not the only thing. Fans are now saying he is unrecognizable and has aged significantly. As a matter of fact, take a look at this. Who is that? Fans would like to know. As you could see, the beard is gone and he does look significantly older. This is a photo of 50 Cent just a month ago, August of 2025. How do you age that quickly? I mean, if you Google how old Curtis Jackson, aka 50 Cent is, he is 50 years old, but fans are still claiming that that's not him. Other photos of 50 Cent show him significantly aging. But the question his fans continue to ask is, how do you go from this in August of 2025 to this just a couple of days ago, September 2025. So I guess my question to you is, has Hollywood claimed another celebrity, aka rapper, or is there something else going on with 50 Cent? Should we be concerned? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And as always, I'd love to hear from you.
The first thing that comes to mind, that movie Get Out. I never seen the movie, but I get the idea that his body's being hijacked. I don't know. But that's all we got for today's video. If you made it this far, the code word is G14 classified. Would you drop G14 classified in the comments below? That lets me know you're a real one. You made it all the way through the video. You really rock with your boy. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button on your way out. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I love you guys. Thank you so much. I believe we got one of the best communities on YouTube, and I am forever grateful for you guys. You guys feel like family, and I just want to say thank you so much. With that being said, I'm doubling up on you, so be sure to head over to Jet Ski Chuck later on tonight so you won't miss out on any of the action. This was the most disturbing videos on the internet today. See you later.